Welcome, friends, to the Soul Talk podcast, a show where we explore and uncover the path to the heart, amplifying your conscience. Join me as we meet incredible souls who are in this journey and learn from their experience and different methods that will make you vibrate your heart. Let's get into it. Hello, everyone. This is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love, and thank you for being here in Soul Talk. And today we have someone that I really appreciate so much. You can feel her energy. If you haven't tuned in, you should, because it is a very special being in this planet that it is so needed in this moment. She's an angel. I see her, and my guides told me at the same time that she's an angel, human angel, and her name is Sophia, the one that flows with the river. Sophia, tell us about you. What it took you where you are now? Because I know for the beginning, for all of us, we had to pass through many things, many learnings, many teachings to be where we are now. So
Mhm.
tell us about you.
Okay. Okay. So, well, before we start, I'm just going to invite everybody just to land right here. And we're just going to create a morphogenic field of grace. Um, and everyone will feel grace differently, or we might all see the grace as a color and a frequency. But I'm just going to invite us to land so that we're all, it's like tuning the radio station to receive the audience is wanting to receive at this moment, whatever is the words to come through. And I'm just going to invite surrendering to the superconscious, the divine within me, so that the words that come are exactly perfect for um, what needs to be shared in this moment. So my journey started from a very young age, but I had forgotten a lot of the things that had come because we're pulled into the external world, and it's a busy, busy world. And but really, it wasn't an. I've always I grew up having a plan, like goals, right? And I was told I have a memory of from when I was 3 that I was going to have 4 babies. And so my star family already told me that, and 4 is a number of completion. So I didn't really comprehend what that meant at the time. That's coming, that came later, the comprehension of what completion was for me, or is for me and others, right? That are here in this moment, and we all are here to acknowledge who we really are, right? That came to that realization. But so, you know, I by the I went to college, got my career, and I found my husband. We had 4 beautiful babies. And I thought that, oh, well, I fulfilled all of my goals. I have, and I was miserable. I um I didn't realize at the time, but with my fourth, I had all my babies by C-section, but my fourth one was a problem C-section, and the doctor stitched a nerve, and it caused a lot of pain when the freezing went out, and that that event turned my nervous system, it activated it, right? And I didn't realize that I had PTSD from that experience. But I started having memory loss and things like that. And that was showing up. And I think that contributed to the depression. But so I was wondering, I was coming home from work one day and I was just couldn't comprehend why I was so miserable when I had all my goals fulfilled. And so I thought, tonight I'm going to figure out what's going on, because I could remember being such a happy-go-lucky girl. And I started meditating when I was 15. My mom had signed me up for transcendental meditation. I went through the initiation, and I was doing the practice, like I was doing the meditation, the technique, um, you know, diligently. And by the time I was 16, I actually transcended the mental and went into zero point, that stillness within myself. And I think that that frequency carries with me, and people, that's what people feel when, especially when I work with them, right? They can feel that frequency of my knowing because I've anchored it. And I realized there was a lot of people in the false light matrix that were doing energy work, because we should never be depleted when we're aligned with the source of our energy. We should, when we're running energy and assisting and flowing energy as a facilitator to assist other people's body to restore, to healing, to the wellness, we get, like for me, I always got very energized, right? And so that's what I come to realize. And I share that with the people that I'm a meditation instructor too. And so all of the things that I've come to realize, I share in privately and in groups, you know. But the biggest, um, like I hadn't, like when I was in that what, oh, I should back up. Like in 1993 is when the energy of healing came to me. And then I had my fourth baby. And that's when I started, my body, everything in my body was shifted, and it activated the nervous system, was dysregulated, right? But that it all became a learning experience for me to fully comprehend what was going on with other people. So it actually helped me with, when I was doing sessions with other people, where their nervous system was at and what happened, so that we could go to the root cause and help them to resolve the trigger, the memory of the event, right? And in 1993, I was invited to a healing circle where an energy entered the back of my neck. And at that time, it lifted all of my body into light. And so I could have levitated at that time. But that um, experience activated latent memories, and I started to do, like, I already felt energy, but I didn't realize I could run energy and flow it into other people. And I was doing magnetic unruffling and things like that. And then I did some research, and I found Barbara Brennan's Hands of Light, and I took all three levels of healing touch. And I realized that I'd already was doing some of the techniques from the level one class, because it's just part of it's in our cellular memory from previous lifetimes of being healers, right? And
Yes.
so we all tapping into the same field, right? And a lot of times you might find something that you start writing about, and then all of a sudden you'll see somebody else writing the same thing. It's because there's that field, that morphogenic field that we tap into, and we're all getting the same information, and we just translate it a little bit differently depending on our own language, or what we've
And
experienced ourselves.
sometimes when we have the downloads, we
Yeah.
we just know information that we did not knew before, and we even
Hmm.
know how to use it and everything, and usually are gifts. But something that I learned a while back, many years ago, that when I received that information and
Hmm.
suddenly I know how to do this, it's like, oh, I did not knew how to do it. Thank you, you know. But that information is not even for me. The
Yeah,
next day, precisely the next day, or a few hours later, or minutes later, someone is gonna need that information that I just received. And I learned
exactly.
a while back when that happens is like, okay, be open because someone needs this gift that you just received. And it's like,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yes, yes, that's right. Exactly. Because that, and that, I became aware of that unified field that's aware of everything. It's running through our body and through our affairs. And that's the same energy that programs the seed to become a tree. Like the tree is programmed into the seed, right? And it has the innate intelligence of creation. And everything in nature is designed, like the sun shines and the water flows and to nurture. And whatever we breathe out, the trees breathe in, and whatever the trees release, we breathe in. So it's this beautiful dance. It's like, when we're actually sitting and with nature, it's like awe-inspiring, really. The absolute intelligence of
Yes.
the external
But
world.
something that you told me, that something happened to you in that healing that you went or retreat or in the 1993.
Mhm,
That you told me that you saw your soul plan, why you were here and what was your
mhm.
mission and so forth. So can you tell us a little bit more about what is your soul plan, or
Yeah.
because I know
Um,
this is helpful for everybody that is listening right now, because it was very helpful for you, but
yes.
you are part
Well,
of everything that is there outside, that is the viewers. So
yeah. Yeah, well, at the time, I didn't really comprehend because um what the soul showed me. Well, the thing is, when I had the life review in on November 3rd, 2000, then I started comprehending what had happened to me in 1993. It took the life review because it reminded me of my out of body experience when I was 9, and then the in body ascension where I became just energy, and I was the observer of it. Was almost like a third party dream, but it, it's almost like in consciousness, past, present, future exists right here, because I was wondering how could I have a vision of something that hasn't happened. And so I saw my future self, or my soul plan, right? And at the time, my cognitive mind just ignored it, because I couldn't comprehend how I could be
and the
that
funny,
and that at the same time. So it's kind of just like went off the conveyor for a little while until after
but that's
about
but
10
that's
years after the life review. But
but that is
it's
very
like,
interesting, because the majority of the people, the majority, including myself, when we receive the information is when we are already open in our conscience enough to receive
mhm,
it and to
yeah.
understand it. But in your case, you received information, so later on you can understand it. It happened backwards.
Yeah. Yes, it did. And because my healing journey never really started. Like I was running energy, helping people, doing healing touch, and helping transcend. Like people, there's a technique in healing touch where we become a a bridge to help people transition. It's opening up the chakra system, right? And so I was doing that, and that was quite magical, because when you do it with a whole family there present, it's like everybody transcends with the one that's transitioning, and they become one. It's quite magical technique. I haven't done that in a long time because my work went in a different direction, but yeah, and going back to the soul plan, like it the soul knows us better than we know ourselves, right? Because it knows everything that's ever happened to us. And I realize that too, because when my daughter, I have four girls and a boy, and my oldest daughter and my youngest daughter are telepathic. And when my oldest daughter was 6 years old, I was sitting at the table with the youngest on my lap. She's only 10 months old at the time. And I was doing a spelling list. Like I had all three of the older ones are quite close together. So I had like grade two, grade three, or no, grade one, grade two, grade three. And then at one point, I wasn't hearing anything. I asked my daughter to spell a word, and then I looked up and I realized she was in trance. And then all of a sudden she threw her head back and goes, "Oh, mommy, you wouldn't believe it. Amber just showed me what she's going to do when she grows up." And I'm going, "What?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, what did she show you?" And she said, "Oh, I can't tell you. I'm not supposed to tell you." And so, but later on, what I realized that they were communicating telepathically from the time that Amber was a little baby. And I could, and then after I learned that, I was observing my older daughter, and we can tell the babies that want to communicate with her because they recognize that she's telepathic, like when we go out into the stores and things like that too, right? So there's so much about the human, like our abilities
And that's something
that
that
we aren't
we,
told about, right? And we're not aware of.
yes, because I truly believe that every single human being, it is telepathic. The thing it
Hmm.
is part of the system that how they have programmed us. It is not to believe that we are actually receiving information. I used to
Yeah,
do this with my sister that were 11 years apart. I
yeah,
was the youngest and she was the oldest.
yeah.
And in that time we did not have cell phones and she was not even living
Hmm.
in the house, but I knew where she was, I knew what she was doing, I knew everything about her, so we were not needing a phone call or a video call, and of course get about
Hmm.
computers in that time. So but we always knew and she always knew where I was and what I was doing and what it was happening to me, etc., etc.
Hmm.
To this day we still do it, my sister and me.
Yeah, yeah.
And so in that area I started understanding that I can go to the minds of different people and understand what is going on in there or have
Hmm.
more easy clarity. So I start teaching
Hmm.
later on. Now I teach telepathic communication for channeling.
Yeah.
But the problem is in the programming of the humans. It
Hmm.
is that they teach you not to be aware of your intuition, not to be
Hmm.
aware of your thoughts, because many thoughts they are not yours. They are someone else
Exactly.
or
Hmm.
something else. and
Yeah,
so and we think it's ours, so we are unprotected in a way
yeah,
because anyone can come in and go out. It's like with the door open because
yeah,
we don't know how to protect that part of us. It's gonna change. I've been told by my guides that that
yeah.
is gonna change very very soon because there's gonna be
Good.
more telepathic communication. There's no lying. A psychic people, when they
Yeah.
wanna lie, it is funny, you know.
Well, yeah, and people, that's exactly it. We'll be able to tell when people are lying. And I think that's where raising our own frequency, learning the proper breath technique, and that's probably why I was taught through my meditations how to do the oneness breath, right? Which I want to share with other people as part of the technique to moving into oneness, right? And raising our frequency.
You did something very very important to me and make so much sense after that when we were having the session, and you just show me how every single part of myself that I have to observe, I have to love and send love.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that makes a big shift because that's when I start understanding, like, oh, and this fear, oh, I just have to love it. Or this being that is not being kind to me, I just have to love it. Or
Yeah,
different things are like that, I just have to love it. But that's also, you make me understand that that's where the oneness, it
yeah,
becomes the unity. It is through
hmm,
love, and that
exactly, right.
you teach me that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's part of what the soul plan was for me too, right? To anchor grace and being more graceful. And it's so easy to for me to be graceful for other people and not for myself. It's like, oh my goodness, I should have known better. because all of these awarenesses that I already have, you'd think that I would have been able to see that before it came was coming, and not to be hard on myself, and helping other people to not be so hard on themselves,
Yes.
right? It's like, the energy of source is that unconditional love. It's ulu love, unconditional love, 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 unconditional love. It doesn't judge us. We're the only ones that condemn ourselves. Like it because it sees everything and has full comprehension as to what brought the experience into fruition. And it's not even, it's beyond forgiving, because forgiveness is a judgment that we're
Yes.
still holding, that
You
we
did
need
something
to
wrong,
think that
so I
we
have to
have to, that
forgive
we've
you.
done something wrong, and
Yes.
it doesn't see in wrongness, it just sees in love. And to be able to fully embody the to see with the eyes of the divine, it's like it's yeah. And there's the days, I know it's coming, where we're all going to be able to be embodied with our divine aspect, right? And
Because
yeah,
it is already there, but
it
we just
is,
have to
it's
become
here.
aware that is
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Because it is
right.
there regardless if you want it
it
or you
it
believe in it
never
or
leaves.
not.
It never leaves us. it's, it's it is, it's always here now. We just have to remember that, when things arise in the external world, that because of past, you know,
So tell me,
what we've already laid up out, we just have to remember to breathe through it and know that, the more I surrender over and open for that, and know that it's already taken care of, and just, if there's anything for me to do, then give me a definite lead and I'll do it. And that's part of Florence Scovel when she, in her book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. I really, like, it took me 4 times to read that book and fully comprehend everything that she was saying. But it also took listening to Neville Goddard, because they both are sharing the same principles, spiritual principles, and how we create reality. It took me listening to him before I actually comprehended a lot of what
that
Florence
is
was sharing in her book.
that is a great question because I've been trying to understand the reality so I can shift it and move it and and uh, and experience the life that I want. And I believe
Hmm.
that that thing that I just said, every single human being wants. Some believe them, some of them don't. Some of them are in the same process as me, trying to modify it and to change it to experience the life that actually we want, not the system
Hmm.
wants.
Hmm.
But how? How we can do that?
Well, then that's the thing, is it's like opening up to be shown. Now that we know that the divine is there and we have access, right? It's like, okay, I want to tune in the radio station and open my mind to receive the divine plan of my life, right? And then once we have the vision, because we can either use our imagination or we can vision, and where, like, I was lucky, I would have never known, had I not received those visions in 1993, that I'm using my imagination and imagining something from previous, like what I know, believe to be true right here, right now, I wouldn't have had any comprehension that something else is available to me, right? And so now I can share that with other people and say, yeah, there's a completely different reality waiting for us to align with, because it's already here. We just have to know that it is, right? And so now, I like, for me, it's like, oh, I realize after I remembered the visions, I was in the missing of them. And as long as I'm in the missing of not lining up with it, I'm going to continue to create that, because that energy of creation is running through me. The soul, that energy can only show us what we believe to be true about ourselves, right? And so as long as I'm focused on not having it, I'm
That was
going
the
to
issue
continue
that
on not having it.
That was
Right?
the
And
issue
so,
that the secret had, because they told you, oh, just think that you want that house, that car, that money, and boom, it appears. But the
yeah.
part,
Well, and the thing is, they're also programming us to that reality too, right? That,
but
oh, this is what you want. This is what you want. This is, but the soul, when I had my life review, I realized, oh, that is not what my soul plan was,
and not
right?
only that, it imagine that the part that they don't mention in there, it is if you feel deeper inside that you're not worthy to that house, that car, that money, that partner, whatever it was. So you're gonna block yourself to achieve
Yeah.
it. You can think, you can do the mantras, you can meditate, you can journal and etc. But if you don't work that part of you that
Yeah.
knows that you deserve it, that is already
Oh,
divine
yeah.
order to
Yeah,
have
you can
it.
have whatever. Yeah, we can have whatever, yeah, we desire because it's already created for us, right? As soon as we have a desire, that's what I realized because I must have had a desire and then my soul showed it to me. But like, so as soon as we ask for something, ask and it's given, it is given immediately. But because we're not in a vibrational match to it, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't actualize in our experience.
How we
But
can make it.
so we can't like yeah, and you know, if you're thinking in abundance, like wanting money, but you're actually programmed to lack or limitation, then then you're gonna miss whatever we have the soul has lined up for us, right? So yeah, just knowing that, okay, I like being more aware about what our inner conversation is. You know, we can say as many mantras or many affirmations or declarations as we want, but in our every day, how we're feeling, like if a bill shows up, how we're feeling inside of ourselves, if we get that churning, then that's where I say, okay, I use the Florence Shovelshin, I cast this burden on the superconscious mind, the Christ within, and I go free. I know this is already taken care of for me, right? So
Yes.
and say, and then I then we I also do the map method where superconscious divine spirit within me, you see this? And then I say, subconscious, you see this? Tag and treat, do massive change history, and everything is needed. And then take 4 or 5 deep breaths and just surrender. And you can actually feel the spinning in the cells, right? You can feel the energy shifting because that it's not me doing it, it's the energy. Well, it's part of that. Well, I am that part too, right? It can't be separate, but that energy flows through us, that divine energy flows, and that's how we do healing too. It'll rearrange the particles, and that's how Joe Dispenza healed
Yes.
his broken back. He just
I
allowed that
I
energy to flow.
I love in a way how the I have gone to the 0 point with Joe Dispenza, and the identity, it is a very very important part of all of us that
Hmm.
we think we are. But the identity, as an NLP too, I have seen it and I have changed it. The identity, it is all the things that you've been told that you are. You're a
Hmm.
female, you're Mexican, you have curly hair, you have this, you have that, and you cannot do this and you should not do that because you're short, you're this, or you're fat, or you're old, or you're, and all
Yeah.
that. And it
Our
becomes the
God's gonna,
identity.
our God's not gonna like it.
Yes, exactly. So it becomes the identity. So
Yeah.
we can stay with that identity that is not in reality us. Whatever
Mhm.
we think we are, it is not us. Or
Mhm.
we can shift it and change it
Mhm.
for the
Mhm.
person that we want to be, not our parents or ancestors or the
Mhm.
neighbors or whoever they told you. You don't have to put it
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So that is the gift is in there in changing the
Exactly.
identity.
Yeah.
Never, I know you study a lot of Nebuchadnezzar.
Mhm.
What he, no, no, I have not. I know who it is, but I have not
Mhm,
gone deep and studied him like you have.
mhm, mhm.
So, what did he say about the identity of the human beings?
Well, it's exactly that, right? That we we have to know thyself, right? And to know who we really are beyond the identity of what we've been told we are. So once we know that we are God, we are source, we are that field, then we are, and that we can direct it, then that's the really where the magic is. But it's not even magic, it's just the principles of creation. It's the principles of spirituality, really, right? And for me, it's like, when I had the life review, it was a gift because I got to see into my own subconscious programmings, all those things that I've been told, throughout my life. Or yeah, I was actually shown how easy it is to program our subconscious with ideas, limiting ideas that we pick up from our parents, because, as children, everything is about us. And yeah, we pick up those patterns, those same, we have a tendency to. We don't always have to do that, but I saw in the life review how easy it is. But it's also just as easy to clear, right? And to know. And once we know how to direct the energy of creation and surrender it over, that does it for us, really, right? And for me, it's like becoming empty, because the more I empty out the intellectual mind, the more I'm aligned with the superconscious, right? That and being able to see with the eyes of the divine, see with the unified field, and allow more of the brain to be able to access that information.
Yes,
Mhm. Mm.
but at the same time, we have to get out of our head,
That's it.
and that's a big one
Letting go.
because we
Letting
live in
go.
our head.
Yes, and dropping into the heart, right? Yeah. Yeah, letting the heart do it, right? Moving into heart brain coherence.
Hi everyone, this is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. And if you have been feeling stuck where you are right now, or if you have felt that you cannot connect with others in the same language or the same emotions that you're feeling, if you're a coach, a healer, energy worker in any of those branches, maybe this is for you because we have felt the disconnection for the rest of our family, friends, that we cannot connect to them. And we're so afraid to actually go deep dive when we're getting triggered by our own clients because we're seeing our mirror image with them. My name is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love, and that's my spiritual name. And I take clients from feeling confused and feeling stuck to feeling free, to feeling that they feel empowered from themselves. I created a system path to the heart that goes in 3 levels. And the first level, it is healing the inner child, healing the parts of us that we've been so afraid or it's very painful to do it. I have done it myself, not only with me, and I have done it with many, many of my clients that I take them to this process. The second level, it is to go more into inner self, clearing the family lineage, to breaking the contracts and vows, learning deeper more about the laws of the universe. And the third level, it is learning how to channel, how to do waking up your and getting online your gifts, your unique gifts that the world so much needs right now. So, if you wanted to know more about this, I am eager to show you and to teach you all what I know that I use every day in my life. So, thank you for being here in this page. I really appreciate it. And this is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. Yes, the analytical part, the logical mind, it is our male side. That is very important to love and
Mhm.
unify with us.
Yeah.
but the one that imagined the world how she wanted, or the emotions and the feelings and so forth, it is the female
Mhm.
side of us too.
Yeah.
That it is the one that is creating, and the other one is manifesting it.
Hmm.
So in a way, it's integrating both and not being only in one. And
Exactly.
that's that balance. It is
Yeah.
the magical part
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
hard to navigate and be there.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, all we like what we do is choose it, right? As soon as because we will like as soon as we choose to be shown something, when we surrender, the answer will be there as to how to balance it, right?
Yes.
And yeah, and maybe all we have to do is really put our hands on the heart. And for me, it's like activating the high heart and activating the Merkaba, where the male and the female come together in the thymus gland first, right? And also, I use energy, like running energy into the left and right hemisphere of the brain to balance the brain and use like the temples, like and getting the temples pulsating together.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Uh, this take me to something that my guides told me that I did not have a clue when this happened. I am a Reiki master, and I was doing Reiki to a client. And this time I was putting, the symbols and things like that in my hands. And my guys told me, now put the hands in their head. He's like, okay.
Mhm.
And I just went, he's like, no, 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 no. Put it here in the sides of the temples. And now imagine there's a rod that goes through one side to the other side, and they're communicating through the pineal gland. And it's like, oh, what is that? It's like, you continue, later on we explain. So, okay, I put the hands in there of my client. And then now after that, the other rod comes from the top to the
Mhm.
bottom. And the other one, it is from the third eye to the back of your head. And they're
Mhm.
connected. And
Mhm.
when we were done, the client had a shift wonderful, and I was like, okay, but what do I did? I just did. I did it. I was following
Mhm.
instructions, and I did it. And
Yeah.
later on, I saw my client that beautiful shifts that she had, and I asked them, okay, what happened? What was that? Apparently, later on, they brought me the information. They sent me the information that it was something very ancient that the Mayas used to do when the babies were born. They used to
Mm.
connect the rods
Mhm.
in the head of the babies, so
Mhm.
like that they have like that halo in a way that you can see it in the old paintings, because they were connected, all their senses, and precisely what you were talking about, the temples,
Mhm.
it is through those rods.
Mhm.
So that I thought is like, this is fascinating, and it's like, why no many people knows about it.
Yeah.
The Maya stopped doing it, and that's something that it needs to continue going on.
Yeah, people need to know. I do have a technique. You can take your thumb and just put it underneath the earlobe in the back there and do it on each side, and then the baby finger at the edge of the eye, and just because there's light coming from your fingertips, right? And then it's the index finger goes over the temple, and then these others just rest in between. And what you were doing is those light beams are going into the third eye, and you can actually feel your temple, and you can see if there's the pulse is equal on the left and the right hemisphere. So this is something that people can do for themselves, right? And just, we just breathe, drop in, and just look. And some everybody will might you might actually be able to see the light beams too, depending on where your how your sight is. And you're just flowing that light through your brain in through the pons, the hypothalamus, the thalamus gland, the pituitary, and the pineal, and opening up the channels, right? And everybody, depending on where you are, you might actually feel an activation in the back of your brain in the occipital. That's your where the sight is. But you just what you want, what's is beneficial is if the left and the right hemisphere, the pulse is pulsing together, right, with equal strength and equal intensity. And you just hold that for a few minutes until you have that, right? And now what I actually do too is I squeeze the, it's like, you can squeeze your muscles. You squeeze that whole area inside your brain and then take a deep breath, squeeze, and then release. And you might actually feel blood rushing into that area. And it'll help to clean the area out, right, for more clarity too, because you're actually running light in there. But even and the physical squeezing of the muscle in your brain, that area. Yeah, I don't know if you felt what you felt there, Monica.
I felt the pulsations.
Yeah.
It was like a harmony inside. I cannot say that I saw beings or
Hmm.
no, but it
Yeah.
was like a balance and harmony in there.
Hmm.
Thank you for this technique because this is giving something
Yeah.
practical to our viewers that they
Yeah.
can start working with themselves.
Exactly. Right. For
Sophia,
balancing.
how do you just guide us a little bit? How do you work with someone that wants any of your sessions that I highly recommend you guys? I had
Yeah.
one with her.
Yeah. They can email me at Sophia at
Yes.
freedomdove.net, and I can send them the link and they can book a session if they want to have a Freedom Dove session. Right.
Yes,
So,
that is gonna be down below in the description of this interview. That is, you guys can get that information, so like that you can contact her. But how do
yeah.
you work with the people? So like that they understand is like when they book you, they already know what is gonna happen to them.
Oh, they can go. The website is freedomdove.net, and I have lots of articles on there, and yeah, and also I can send them the landing page about the. And there's also, if you want, there's a night method that I've just shared with people because then when we prepare ourselves for dream time, we can actually enhance our creative capacity by preparing ourselves at night, right? And preparing the subconscious. And then in the morning, like I do a technique as soon as I wake up. When my consciousness becomes aware that of a new day, I go, oh, it's a new day. I go, the past is the past, and every moment is a new beginning. Today is a new day. Today is a day of miracles. I give thanks for this new day of miracles. Miracles shall follow miracles, and wonders shall never cease. And then I invoke the divine, and by going super conscious, divine spirit within me, guide me this day to my highest good, guide my thoughts, guide my speech, guide my actions to my highest good and to the highest good of the collective. I surrender. I surrender my conscious, subconscious mind over. I am now under direct inspiration. I'm in the right place at the right time. Um, and then I just say, I give thanks under grace and by the love, one, the law of love, something like that, that it's already done in a perfect way.
Yes,
Yeah.
that
Because
is
it's
so.
always good to say thank you because then it's already, then we know it's done. And
And
we
even
know it's done.
saying thank you before that it happened, it is confirming that you already did it, or that
Yeah,
it's already given to you.
it's already given. Yeah, and we're just acknowledging. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
And then, well, and that's how because, you know, we've been given our power away, to the fear that we've learned from the external world because we've been given this idea that we're separate from the
Yes.
source. And you know, it took me a long time, even after my life review, and I saw that I was one with source. I was the light in my own self. And but because of that programming, we still have an idea of God outside of ourselves, right? That somebody is giving it to us. But in
Yes.
actuality, it's within us. That energy is here now and it's already given and it's just moving. If we're saying hope, then we're still in fear because we don't know that it's already done. Like that's restoring faith and trust in our ability to align with the divine, and the divine has our, the universe, our fellow man, or everything in our that's aligned with the external. We want to move back to faith and trust in ourselves. And yeah.
For the people that are seeing this video and you want to know more about Sophia, I'm gonna be posting the links so like that you can follow her, you can read her, or and we have already two events of the healing portal from the group of healers helping healers
Mm-hmm.
that you can find Sophia's talks in there and her gifts in there.
Yeah.
So don't miss that opportunity because it really, really gonna change your life and you're gonna have so many aha moments. The aha moments that I call the aha, it is the moments that you feel like, oh, now I get it. You just expand your conscience and you
Mm-hmm.
just like, oh, I get it. I have sometimes with talks like right now that we're doing just with Sophia, you're like, oh, I just got it. Finally, I've been going around this problem, and it's like in 3 seconds, boom. I was like, oh, I just got it.
Yeah, we get inspired, don't we? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the answers just come. And anybody can reach out to me on Facebook too if they have any questions. And if we want to do a question and answer, or somebody has something that they want to have shifted, we can do it one of those
So if you're
parts too.
interested in, so you're interested in that and questions and answers, just write it down in the comments in this
Mhm.
video, so like that
We
we
can-
can see it and we can organize it for you. Just
Yeah,
let us know
and we
what you
can
would
do
need or
another
want.
show. Yeah, because I'd love to do that. I love it. I get a lot out of people asking questions because that's how I learn too, right?
Yes,
So
every time that
mhm,
we teach, we learn at
that's
the
true.
same time.
There, yeah.
So it's been
Yeah.
really, really my pleasure. I know this is not gonna be the last time that you're gonna be in Soul Talk, and let us know, you guys, if you're interested in the questions and answers with Sophia, and we can organize that. And thank you so much for being in Soul Talk. I really appreciate you, and thank you, Sophia. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much.
Thank you.